Welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Friday evening, a show that I was never planning to do, but we had breaking news earlier this afternoon about Bryan Mbeumo signing. Oh, here we go for United. Of course, there's lots of other things to do yet. We've got medical booked on the weekend. We're hearing it is crazy. I'm on cloud 9. I'm gonna have to really calm down. I need to calm down. I'm doing this video and I'm still excited about what we had today. It was a roller coaster of ride. Did an early morning show where I discussed how United had made their best and final offer for Bumo. I think it was around £70 million, we said, and it was with add-ons, and we were hoping that it'd get accepted. There was an air of optimism, shall I say, yesterday when we heard that this was the final bid made, and from sources close to Man United, they were confident. I swear. I mean, I spoke to a few, and they both said that they were confident. They were confident even before the bid went in that this would be the decision maker. This would be the one that Brentford would accept because, of course, in negotiations they must have put their best offer forward, and they would have been told this is not good enough. We want this much, and blah blah blah. And exactly in the structure it would be acceptable in the payments and stuff like that. And things are complicated. It's never easy negotiating a deal like this. And for someone as good as Bryan Mbeumo, I'm shocked. I genuinely was sat there thinking someone's going to hijack this deal. There's other clubs who I've heard who were very interested in him. The likes of Liverpool were looking at him. Newcastle as well as Arsenal had explored this option. They'd actually discussed the options with his representatives, and it was just because the player came out very early on in the transfer window and said it's Manchester United or no one else. And that was the end of it already. I mean, all the other clubs, once they heard that, knew there's no point going in there and trying to make any offers because he's not for turning. What a legend this guy is. I love players like this who genuinely just say it like it is. They've got a dream move in place. They don't care whether there's Champions League football or not or anything else. They want to move for Manchester United because they love the club, and that's what I was looking for. I didn't want a mercenary like Gyökeres who's saying I want Champions League football, and if I'm not going to get that, that's alarm bells should be ringing. We've seen it in the past with Di Maria, with other moves that we've had, other players that have come to the club, and they've come just because of the money that's been given to them, and that's all. There's no passion there for the badge. They don't want to really be in Old Trafford, don't want to be sweating it out in the rain when it comes to the winters in Manchester. They're not like that. There's one actually positive I've so far seen in this transfer window. We've got two players who are Premier League proven. They know what it takes to play in the Premier League. I think before we've gone after players who are more exotic, coming from La Liga or coming from other climates where they've had it quite chilled, and then they're not used to the pace of the Premier League, the graft it takes to play in, week out, and how much the Premier League takes out of you physically as a player. These two players, however, have been there, done there, got the t-shirt. And Bryan Mbeumo, for a winger, for a number 10, and the amount of games he's played for Brentford without injury, touch wood, has been absolutely astonishing. For weeks now, I've been trying not to run away with Bryan Mbeumo, the deal and everything, because I didn't want to hype it up and then fall flat on my face, because I really was desperate for United to get this deal done. Look, Matheus Cunha, brilliant signing, really like the player, but this guy's a different class. This guy is the genuine article, and having him at United will make a massive difference. I'm 100% sure. Now, we have been told by Fabrizio Romano earlier this afternoon, about an hour after the Here We Go Now, was that the medicals booked in for him this weekend. Everything's happening pretty quick because he wants to, Amrin wants him to join the squad going out to the States. It is exciting times, isn't it? As Man United fans, pre-season's kicking off and Amrin's going to get time with the new players, but there's another huge story that's coming out in the last couple of hours, which is that Man United and now completely pivoting and looking for a striker. Now, earlier this morning, we did a show about how Benjamin Sesko was our next target. United were going to pivot. As soon as this deal gets done with Bryan Mbeumo, they're going to move on to the striker situation. They know it's pivotal. They know it's very important to get a new striker in. And we said this even before we got the news of the Bryan Mbeumo deal going through. So now United's attention will be on bringing in a striker. And we heard from Fabrizio Romano as well. He's tweeted out recently in the last couple of hours that United are now aggressively going to pursue a striker. We're not quite sure who it could be though, because there's lots of noise coming out about Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa on a loan deal or Benjamin Sesko. Let us know in the comments below what you would prefer. Come on, Man United fans, drop your comments below about which striker you would like, Benjamin Sesko or would it be Ollie Watkins, and why? Now, I of course would prefer Benjamin Sesko just because I feel like he's a great investment. I think he's a player who could do well at United, but then there is a risk. There is a risk that he's not played in Premier League and he could struggle. We've seen players who play really well in other leagues but come to the Premier League and struggle, and maybe Ollie Watkins might be a sensible choice. 2 years on a loan, there's no risk there. You bring him in, you know that he's going to score some goals, but there are some question marks over his finishing and his composure when he's in front of goal. So I'm not quite sure when it comes to Ollie Watkins. I'm leaning slightly towards Sesko, but let me know in your comment. Let me know in the comments below what you think and which player you would prefer. But this has been an awesome day, awesome Friday. I love Fridays, but this has just been icing on the cake, and I can't wait for tomorrow's game against Leeds. We're having a friendly game out. I can't remember which country. I think it was Sweden or something. We're out somewhere playing a friendly game before the preseason, before everyone jets off to the US. So this is fantastic news. Really, really good news for United and United fans, and we can hopefully bring in a couple of more signings this summer transfer window, and it could really change the mood at Man United and of course the mood of all the fans who are seriously sat there watching this and praying that United can get some more signings in. You're watching the Man United Stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans.